right. Welcome, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to dig in.
Okay, so today we're taking on Hanging on the Edge. Um,
Yeah.
Powerful song. I mean, you just feel this grit when you hear it,
Yeah,
like surviving against the odds, this kind of thing.
definitely. A lot of energy there. And yeah, that whole idea of resilience comes through strong.
So we've got the lyrics here. We're going to break them down, see what makes the song tick. And maybe, just maybe, we'll learn a thing or two about ourselves along the way. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
So right off the bat, these lyrics just throw you right into the scene, right?
Probably no messing around.
Like Frozen Heights, boom, steel on rock, and then wind is laughing, cold is sin. I mean, talk about vivid imagery.
It's intense, right? You're practically there, feeling that wind, that cold. I think that's what grabs you first.
It's like you can feel the danger, too, like you're right there with the climber.
Hmm.
So why do you think the songwriter went so heavy on the sensory details?
Well, I think it's about drawing you into the experience, not
Yeah.
just telling you about it, but making you feel it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not just a physical climb we're talking about here, right?
Exactly. That's where the metaphor comes in. The climb, the danger, the struggle to survive. It all stands for something bigger.
Okay, so like life's challenges.
Yeah, the stuff we all go through, the doubts, the setbacks, the times when we feel like giving up.
Got it. So the climber in this song is kind of like all of us, in a way.
In a way, yeah. Facing our own mountains, trying to find a way to keep going.
And speaking of keeping going, there's this really powerful line, but fear won't break me, doubt won't win. I mean, talk about a statement.
Right, total defiance. It's like the climber is drawing a line in the sand.
And then it goes on, I rise again, I won't give in. You can just hear that determination, you know?
Absolutely. That's pure grit right there. And it's interesting because it doesn't say fear is gone or doubt doesn't exist.
No, it's more like acknowledging them, but choosing to rise above them.
Exactly. It's that inner strength, that refusal to be defeated. And that's something I think we can all relate to, whether we're facing a literal mountain or just a tough situation in life.
It reminds me of something, I think it was Nelson Mandela who said,
Oh, yeah.
courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
Perfect example. That's what
Yeah.
this song is all about.
And one thing that really struck me is how the song keeps coming back to this idea of hanging on the edge. It's repeated, like over and over.
You're right. It's almost like a mantra.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think the songwriter's trying to tell us with that repetition?
Well, I think it emphasizes how precarious things are for the climber, both literally hanging onto that rock face, but also metaphorically. Life can be pretty unstable, right? We're all just trying to find our footing.
True. And sometimes it feels like we're one slip away from disaster.
Right. And I think that's why that repetition is so powerful. It's a constant reminder that we need to stay vigilant, to keep pushing forward, even when it feels like we're about to fall.
And in the end, the climber says, the air is thin, but I survived.
I climbed. I fought. I'm still alive.
So what does it even mean to survive in this context? Is it just about, like, reaching the top of the mountain?
I think it's deeper than that. It's about more than just physical survival. It's about overcoming those inner demons we talked about earlier, those doubts, those fears. It's about coming out on the other side, maybe a little bruised, but stronger.
So it's about inner growth.
Yeah, I think so. It's about facing those challenges, pushing through those tough moments, and coming out the other side as a more resilient person.
Wow. That's powerful stuff. So we've covered a lot of ground here. The vivid imagery, the metaphor of the climb, the idea of resilience and inner strength. I don't know about you, but this song's really got me thinking.
Me too. And I think that's the mark of a great piece of art, right? It makes you think, it makes you feel, it stays with you long after it's over.
Absolutely. And I hope it's got our listeners thinking too. Because, let's be honest, we all have our own mountains to climb.
We do. But like the climber in this song, we also have that strength within us to keep going. Even when things get tough, even when we feel like hanging on by a thread, we can find a way to rise again.
What a great message to end on. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Agreed. But I'm curious, what kind of metaphorical mountain is on your mind right now? What's that one challenge you're facing that feels, I don't know, almost insurmountable?
That's a great question, one I'm going to have to think about. But for all of you listening out there, I think that's the perfect question to take with you today. What's your mountain? And how are you going to climb it? Thanks for joining up on this deep dive. See you next time.
See ya.